Hey Taurus, what up? I'm gonna go straight into a spiel before we do your reading, but welcome to your general reading. These videos are timeless, that's why I come out with them when I come out with them, when I'm feeling drawn to it, whatever. So when you hear it, you're meant to hear it, okay? I'm gonna go straight into a spiel. I've been thinking about doing your reading all day, and then as I got really settled into doing this, I felt like I had to be doing it a certain way. I felt like I had to be specifically wearing certain clothes. I felt like I had to have this particular setup like I normally do. Like I had to do the lighting and all that. Like I just felt like I have to set this up. And then I thought, I don't care. I just thought I have no desire to pretend to be something that I'm not. And I don't know if maybe you're feeling the same way and that's something that is going through your head, but I felt it so strongly, like right before I started this. So that's why I'm like, maybe, Spirit's coming through to be like, hey, this is something they need to hear. 111. I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not. And I'm just going to talk about me and obviously place yourself where it fits. But I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not. This is how I am on an everyday basis, right here. Giant comfy hoodie. This is one of my favorite hoodies ever. The coffee cup, the skull. It's one of my favorite hoodies. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. And why should I have to make it perfect and aesthetically pleasing for everyone else when, I'm just here to deliver a message, or I'm here to just, I don't know, add some sort of light to life in general, Why does it have to be aesthetically pleasing for the message to be heard, in my case? Or why does it have to look a certain way for it to be important? Why does it have to seem a certain way for it to be worthwhile? Why is the aesthetic more important than what you're doing, what you're saying? I keep hearing like a community, or like a smaller group of people, like some sort of community. I feel like there's a preaching type of vibe of what you're speaking to other people. There is some sort of like public speaking definitely involved here, because that's what I feel really heavily. But it doesn't have to be perfect for your message to be heard. At the end of the day, if something is important to somebody, if it matters and they need that message, they need that uplifting, they need whatever it is that you're providing for them, at the end of the day, that person is not going to say that message doesn't resonate because it doesn't look pretty on the outside. And I don't know, again, maybe that's something y'all need to hear, but I thought I'm coming straight out of the gate with this. This is my room, how it normally is. I don't even have everything set up like I normally do. Like I have a whole phone stand and everything to put stuff in. Nope. I literally have y'all stacked up right now on a pile of books that I have recently gotten. 2 books and a journal propped up, and then a mason jar behind it to give it that. That's it. And I'm like, that's the effort I'm willing to put in today, and the message isn't less important because it doesn't look as pleasing to the eye. Okay, so whatever it is that you're doing in your life, if this applies to you, try not to think about the way it looks or the way that you have to make it look. Maybe a certain type of conditioning or a style or whatever that you've been brought up to think it has to be this way for it to be important. Because I feel like if you guys are doing anything similar to what I just talked about, then you are stopping yourself before you've even begun, because you're already putting limitations on yourself for no reason. I feel like this could also have a lot to do with this imposter syndrome type of style too, of it has to be this way or no one will hear what I'm saying. No one will be willing to accept or receive what I'm saying, what I'm doing. They won't accept me or receive me unless it looks in a specific type of way. But when you're doing that, you're not showing up as you. You're showing up as a curated version of you because you don't want to be rejected, or you don't want to be feeling abandoned maybe. But there's a sense of resistance there of I can't show up as me because that won't go well. And I'm here to tell you, fuck those people. I try not to swear in my videos, and sometimes I do go straight out the window. But again, another example, right? This is me. This is who I am. If the message is important to you and it's something that you need to hear, you are going to receive it at the moment that you need to receive it. And it doesn't matter. Same thing with whatever you guys are doing. If you're speaking on behalf of even a group of people, like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to show up in a suit for that to be important. Show up as you 100% every single fucking day. That's what matters. That's what matters. So depending on where this falls into your life, like I said, go ahead and put it where it resonates, if you will. I'm gonna leave it there because I could preach about this forever. If you know, you know. But I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get straight into it. This is just gonna be my home style tarot video. That's it. My home style tarot video. It's like home movies but tarot. Maybe you guys are watching home movies. I don't know. I need to sip up my beverage. Listen, I don't care if it makes me seem like old. I love seltzer water. And that's me showing up as me, bitch. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This could also, it's really weird because I want to say Taurus, Mercury. You may have that placement, or you may behave in some sort of fashion like that. Like maybe Taurus rules your third house of communication, and it's just the way that you speak to others, because we are talking about public speaking, so it makes sense that would all kind of tie in together. Oh, that was a bad shuffle. Yeah, it makes sense that it could all tie in together, because if you have a Taurus Mercury, you're probably, I feel like the way that you approach communicating, the way that you approach problem solving even could be very like habitual. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So I feel like what Spirit's really asking you to do here is to get out of your normal zone, your comfort zone. Oh, look at that. Hierophant, Taurus energy right there. Get out of your normal way of doing things, right? Get out of your own way. Deviate from the norm. I really feel like this is saying you don't have to have everything polished and tailored and whatever for it to be of value, for you to have value and be worthy. And please remember that even on your worst days, that you are still important. Come on. High Priestess and Hierophant, you're incredibly loved and incredibly supported, and you are very much in tune with Spirit, okay? Like I said, if Mercury is involved, you have a very specific way of doing things, going about things, problem solving, speaking, a way of behaving even. It's just like Taurus, people tend to be creatures of habit. So break away from that, break free from that, and I think you'll be surprised with what you might find, okay? Tell me what's going on for my Taurians. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Like I said, it could be Mercury, but you could also check any other placement, just so you know. I didn't mention that. Jupiter is one that I often check for like expansion, growth, abundance, prosperity, all that good stuff. You could also check your North Node as well. Check rulers of your 7th or 5th house, as these will be different types of relationships. So whatever you feel drawn to, wherever you have Taurus, check it out, okay? Wow. We're off to a very interesting start. I really feel like I want to use the word empowered. So you have this Leo energy here with the Strength card, right? You also have the Tower, so Aries and Scorpio energy. This to me just screams empowerment. That's it. This just screams empowerment to me. You have 6 of Cups reversed here on the bottom as well, which could mean that you are finding a better way to maybe regulate your emotions, to deal with an emotional side of yourself, or maybe even with other people. It could mean that you let go of a partner, especially with 6 of Cups. It could be removing yourself from like toxic family members, or it could be just removing yourself from someone who, whether they outwardly expressed it or not, kind of wanted you or expected you even, is kind of what I feel like I want to say, to behave a certain way, to show up a certain way, to just be something that you weren't. And I feel like empowerment and I feel freedom. Okay. Wow. You have 6 of Pentacles and you have the Moon as well, crossing that. Whoa. Chariot in reverse too. Okay. Wow, cards are flying out, huh? Judgment in reverse on the bottom says to me that you guys were blocked for a really long time from moving on from something, from expanding. This is kind of like leveling up, if you will, especially in a spiritual way. It's like Judgment Day, right? It's like, hey, look at everything that I've accomplished. You either get to the next level, or it's like you gotta stay back and do it again, right? So remember, energy, time, gender, they're all fluid things when we talk about these readings. So this could be something that you've experienced in the past, you could be experiencing it right now, or this could be future energy for you, okay? Keep that in mind. Whichever way it resonates, this is an energy of being a little bit stuck. You are trying to move past something, trying to level up, trying to graduate, if you will, the school of life. You have a lot of interesting cards coming out. Okay, having the moon kind of crossing the Six of Pentacles says to me that in order for you to find balance, you must let go of your fears. And some of those fears may be rejection. For you to find balance in your life, especially in a way of feeling secure, stable, accepted in this case, right? It could also be money. Maybe you're like, if I want to accomplish XYZ in my career, I have to look this way, act this way, dress, whatever, right? But this is Spirit being like, you gotta let go of that. You have to let go of your fears because they're stopping you from being able, like I said, to even begin, because you're so focused on how you are presenting yourself while you're doing it. Though the presentation is only a part of it, right? It's kind of like when we did like a class project and you have to present it. Presenting it is one thing, but they're more so focused on the actual content that you are providing in the project. That's what they're grading you on. So Spirit is saying here, we're worried about the content. Are you learning the lessons? Are you showing up authentically? Are you releasing your fears? It's also Cancer energy with the moon for me. I think this is battling some deep, dark emotions as well with that moon energy. And really needing to, I think, tap into what might be a wounded divine feminine energy. Or again, being expected to act a certain way, be a certain way. I get this very like, that's not like ladylike, or that's not the way that you should conduct yourself. And you're just like... And if you're not doing that, you should be doing this. Sayonara. Like, don't need you then. Like, you need to show up as you, no matter who that pisses off, no matter what happens. And if what you're saying to someone is not valued in a way that maybe you think it should be, because they're looking at how you're presenting it, or the way that you look, or, you know, maybe you look like a certain type of way, maybe even as a woman with the wounded divine feminine, and maybe there's someone being like, well, I don't want to take your advice or XYZ because you've done this, or you look this way, or you act that way, or whatever. Your appearance, your aesthetic, the external you is not a factor of your worth. It's irrelevant. So whether it's something that you're placing on yourself, some conditioning, or if it's something maybe someone else is imposing on you, either way, it's absolute garbage. And this is Spirit saying that you absolutely need to release your fears. You got to release your fears around this, because that's what's blocking you. You can't show up authentically because you're too afraid of being rejected, of being denied, of feeling abandoned, of feeling just not accepted by, and possibly if you're publicly speaking or speaking to a group of people, not being taken seriously is another thing. Okay? You have the Chariot in reverse, and you have the Two of Pentacles, and this just says to me we're at like a stalemate. We're not able to move forward in a way that supports us, and that supports what we want, what we desire out of life. This is a lot of questioning, a lot of indecision, and for me, sometimes the Two of Pentacles can even be like, both of these options aren't really great, and it's kind of like, you know, I guess, blindly picking which one seems better, okay? I feel like the hand that you've been dealt is not exactly wonderful, and you are trying to navigate through that right now. But releasing your fears with the moon, because the moon is that block. Releasing your fears about the way that you are being perceived by another person or people in your life, possibly family, an ex-partner. But when the Six of Cups is reversed, for me, is like, could definitely be an ex, okay? You have 10 of Cups reversed. Wow, okay. With the Queen of Wands. So you could have been dealing with an Aries. We're going to get a couple more. You could have been dealing with an Aries, or you could just be coming across with that fiery energy. Because like I said, I felt a lot of like empowered energy and freedom. Oh yeah. So I feel like you guys have moved away from a place of residence, or you have, oh my God, yeah, look at that too. 3 of Swords. Oh, you learned some big lessons. I feel like Spirit stopped you straight, right, mid-track. Spirit stopped you right in the middle of your stride to be like, absolutely not, back up. And I feel like it stopped your progress. And you could have been experiencing root chakra issues, being money-related, stability, maybe job changes that you didn't want to do, just struggling to get yourself to a secure, stable, like solid foundation. I feel like Spirit did it on purpose, being like, hey, you're not going to get to that place that you're trying to get to, which is going to create this resistance and struggle because you are putting yourself last, and that is unacceptable. Okay. You also have the 8 of Wands reversed for me, which is just like a no-go. So I feel like that is if you wanted to move out of a place that you were at, you were unable to. Yeah, because look, you have the 8 of Wands reversed, you have the 9 of Cups reversed, and then you have the World. Spirit was like, listen, you're not going anywhere until you sort this shit out, okay? Spirit wants you to show up authentically as you, especially with all the talking and, like I said, the Mercury, the communication. There's something here that you're expressing to somebody else. It could be, like, again, public speaking is kind of what I feel like. And public speaking doesn't mean you're speaking to thousands of people. It could just be like you're a supervisor, you're the team leader, or you're someone here who has authority and you're trying to set a good example, okay? Spirit, this is moving for me, like physically moving resonance, and so isn't this usually, but this is reverse. So this is Spirit saying, like, you're not making any progress in regards to your maybe emotional well-being. Like, you're letting your emotions get the best of you. We're almost like overindulging in some negative self-talk or negative ways of thinking, and that needs to end right here and right now. You're getting a talking to from Spirit, okay? 10 of Cups reverse says to me that you have left some sort of situation. It could have been left a marriage, relationship. It could have been moving out of your home, like I said, because Spirit was like, if you want to go somewhere, you're going to have to change some stuff about the way you're living your life and how you're showing up in this world. This always, at the end of the day, is a situation that does not fulfill you emotionally. 10 of Cups and 9 of Cups both reversed. You were not getting anything that you needed out of this. And I feel like these are both Pisces energy. So for me, I feel like it's very much you being stifled, probably with your emotional needs given this, because you're being told to be a certain way, act a certain way, look a certain way. There are these expectations imposed on you where you're like, that's not who I am. So again, it's stifling you and your soul to be going through this. And then to have the 3 of Swords, painful. It's disappointing and it's heartbreaking, and I feel like you really had to get a grip on this. I feel like this is a little bit more of like past energy, but it could be something you're experiencing right now. It's causing you heartache and disappointment, struggle. I get these feelings of just loss on a very deep level, and I think it's feeling like you're losing touch with yourself a little bit, because remember that Moon card that we had, right? And the way it comes out sideways for me is like it's something you're working through. So it kind of talks about bringing the shadow side to light and being like, yeah, I do, limit myself because I want it to look a certain way. I want to be that certain thing. You're trying to fit yourself into a box. But at the end of the day, for me, I think you are this Queen of Wands, which is that you're a mystic, you are fiery, you're spicy, you have personality, you have opinions, again, the speaking is coming through. I get this sense of really stifling your soul and suppressing your voice. Queen of Wands is Aries energy, so again, you could have it in your chart, could be another person you're dealing with, but this is someone who genuinely follows their heart. Like, this is something that it's like so deeply, I am who I am, I'm proud of that, I'm confident in that, and I am just not going to be anybody else. This is me. Take it or leave it. I'm not a bad friend, I'm not a bad mom, I'm not a bad daughter, I'm not a bad coworker, or whatever. This is just authentically me, and when I make decisions, I'm making them the best I can for myself and for others, and that's what's important. Doesn't matter what I look like, my position title, what I've done in the past, it doesn't matter. Everything else is irrelevant. Who you are on a core level inside is what is most important. And I really feel like you were doing yourself an injustice, a disservice, by staying where you are. There's so much Pisces energy too in this reading, because this is Pisces with the High Priestess. As someone who is very mystic and very much spiritually kind of maybe like connected or whatever, for you to be just completely ignoring your intuition is so unhealthy for you. Blocking and suppressing like your third eye and stuff. You also have Temperance coming in here, which is some Sagittarius energy, and this talks about like finding something that works for you. This is expansion for me, right? Because you have the Crown here. It's kind of like finding the enlightened path. I think this is the freedom that we talked about. Temperance along with the Tower is like you had been through enough, and now you got to get out of that mindset from the place that you were in because it doesn't apply to you anymore. This is the freedom and empowerment that comes with you separating yourself from that situation that we had with the 10 of Cups reversed. You were here, now you're here. Freedom, liberation, empowerment. Now that you're not in that energy anymore, you need to learn how to kind of fight that shadow side a little bit, okay? How to bring light to those shadowy parts of yourself and say, okay, I don't think like that anymore. I'm not going to be that way anymore. Now that I don't have to deal with whatever it was that you were handling, I'm 100% me all the time, take it or leave it. And I think that's the mentality you have to go with, okay? So I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you like the way I read, you want to know anything else about me or where to find me, how to book with me, you can check the description box down below. It has everything you need to know about me. And of course, like I said, if you want to hang out with me some more and you like the way I read, you resonate, like, share, comment, and of course subscribe and hit the bell notification for more. I love y'all and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.